Benjamin, thank you. The Department of Homeland Security outlining its strategy to deal with the overwhelming number of migrants flooding the system at the southern border. A new Fox poll shows that more than half of those surveyed say they are extremely or very concerned about illegal immigration. Let's bring in Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton now. Attorney General, thank you for joining us. And I want to start with Bill Malugin reporting. He just was on the air, as you saw probably, that in the past 24 hours, 2,166 migrants were processed out of the Del Rio area to Weslaco, leaving some 13,000 migrants under the bridge, with further reporting that the Biden administration plans to deportation blitz of sorts to fly the migrants back to their home countries. Not sure how long that will take. Let me get your reaction to all of the above.
Well, first of all, this is absolutely necessary to deport these people. They're not legal. He created this crisis when he started his administration with, you can come across the border, we won't deport you. And of course, he gave Haitians temporary protected status so that they wouldn't be deported. The ones that were already here wouldn't be deported. So he's incentivized them to come. And that's why I think they're sitting on our border in Texas, because he gave that incentive and they knew it.
Meanwhile, border checkpoints in the area have been closed. Border checkpoints are in place on northbound roads, so of course, as you know, for security purposes and to stop illegal immigrants from getting deeper into the U.S. So do you think President Biden can assure the American public that before his deportation blitz is completed, that some of those migrants won't slip out from that massive encampment under the international bridge and into communities near and farther away?
No, I have no doubt that some of them are going to slip by. We don't have the resources right now to deal with the number of people crossing the border anyway and throw this into the mix. This is just another problem. We're already at record levels. Border Patrol is overwhelmed. I commend Governor Abbott for sending our DPS officers down there to help. But some of those people are going to cross in, and we're going to be dealing with those problems for potentially, months and for years.
So therefore, this right now that we're talking about is a temporary fix. How do you stop the flow, Attorney General? And is there a cutoff valve or a restrictor somewhere before they arrive at the southern border? Is there a sustainable solution here?
Yeah, I think you go back to Trump administration policies. We have increases of over 300% from just last year. Those policies of the stay in Mexico and not allowing criminals to stay and stopping this catch and release program that Biden has reinstituted, every policy that he has implemented seems to me designed to create more problems, more illegal immigration, more crime. Just the opposite of what the Trump administration had done. I commend President Trump because those policies worked. These policies seem like they're designed to do just the opposite, and that's what they're doing.
And if the Biden administration were to follow former President Trump's lead on that, how soon would that message get to the migrants who are looking to leave whatever conditions they have in their countries to come here?
Look, I think if the president came out now, I think if he went to the border now, met with people, and then sent the message, hey, we are going to implement the policies that worked. The policies that I implement have not worked. We are going to go back to the policies we know have been proven. We're going to start building the wall. I think that would immediately start resonating with people, and people would realize, hey, you can't come here and just walk in our border and not be sent back.
Mm-hmm. And again, I get your point here that it would immediately resonate, but do you fear that some folks are already on the way, in progress, their journey is in progress? I mean, how do you stop them, and where do you stop them?
Yeah, and you make a good point. I don't think the Trump administration was able to stop this overnight. It was built up. It was the message was sent, and then actions have to follow the message, right? So the Biden administration would have to send the message, which potentially would stop people from starting to come, but then they would have to actually follow through on federal law and follow through on the actions that they promised if this is going to work long term. And that's what I would hope they would do, because we are all suffering. It's not just Texans. In the end, we're all going to have more drugs. Fentanyl is a very dangerous drug. We're going to have more human trafficking. We're going to have more problems.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the conditions there are on the ground. You could see it for yourself in the video. It's out of control. I mean, how concerned are you about the unsanitary conditions that will persist until the rest of these 13,000 people, these migrants, are returned to their home countries?
I'm extremely concerned about their health and safety. They're at risk. This is a dangerous way to do immigration. If we are going to do immigration, this is like the worst possible way for both the immigrants and for our country. Let's sit down and figure out how to do this the right way. If we want more immigration, then let's do it the right way. Go through Congress. Let's set up a system that is safer and doesn't create so much risk for the people that are coming across. This isn't good for them either. The only party that I know benefiting are the cartels.
So speaking of party, do you think, Attorney General Paxton, that it would be a good, not just optics, but a real good show of good faith if President Biden came down to Texas, locked arm in arm with Governor Abbott and said, we are going to get this to take care of this, and we're going to take care of it as quickly as we can, understanding there isn't a quick fix, but we're going to do this together. Party, it doesn't matter what your party is. Do you think that would start to maybe somehow for us as a country to get a hold of what's happening there at the southern border, which is not good for any of us, as you said?
Your idea is fantastic. I would really encourage the president to do that. Let's forget the party. Let's look at what's best for America. And if we want to help some of these immigrants, let's figure out what's best for them. I would love for the president to come to the border, meet with Governor Abbott, show a sign of togetherness and unity so that we can work on these problems together, because we can't do this as a divided country. We need to do this together, find ways to compromise and figure out ways that we can do this that are good for America and that are also good for people that we're going to allow in this country.
Absolutely. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, thank you very much for joining us.